Hi, this is Paul. I want to do a video about the whole Tyre Nichols case out in Memphis, how he was beaten and basically murdered. Okay, they released the body cam videos of some of the officers that beat him to death. Let's say what it is. They beat him to death. Okay, and they got arrested and they got charged. And that actually happened within the quickness. Normally, stuff like that, it takes a while for that to happen to even go through. But they released, like I said, the body cam footage, and it's brutal to watch. At first, I wasn't going to watch it because I just didn't want to see a young man get beat to death by 5 officers. I didn't want to see that, but I was watching the news, and they showing it while they commentating on the side there, and I saw a little bit of it. And it was just horrific that anybody could treat another human being that way. It's just beyond, savage. You wouldn't even treat an animal that way. The way they were just absolutely brutalizing him, and what made it even worse, after they brutalized him, they sat him again. They lead him up against the car, and they let him sit there for I think almost 30 minutes. He was slumped over, handcuffed, and then I think they even showed him sliding down and falling over because he was just so out of it from getting the crap beat out of him. And these officers are just milling about, because some of them, they were pepper spraying him, and they even, in such a fury, they pepper sprayed their fellow officers, and they were, you see them on the side, pouring water in their eyes and stuff to try to get the pepper spray out of their eyes, and the absolute savagery. And what made it so worse, they pulled them over for some BS reason. Now, this was a special crime unit, I think they called it Scorpion unit, that was supposed to, it was I think a 5-man team that was supposed to, I guess, operate in high crime areas and stuff. It's plainclothes operators, but obviously these people were not supervised, and the level of savagery they visited upon Tyre Nichols is just horrific. I hope his son never has to see that, or they don't. It's just, it was just horrific to watch that, what they did to a fellow human being. It's indescribable what they did to him, and they should get the full weight of the law thrown up against them and have zero sympathy. The fact that they were black officers, I think, makes it even 10 times worse, because they did this to beat another human being. You just kind of, I don't know but maybe it's a power thing. I'm trying to rationalize something that's indefensible. I don't know how they could do that to another fellow human being, and not one of them, try to stop it. It takes 5 officers. This guy was I think 6'2" or 6'3", and probably about 140 pounds, soaking wet. He was a skateboarder, and again, just a cool guy. He used to take pictures of sunsets, and he used to go, I think he worked for FedEx, and he used to go on his lunch break to go have dinner with his mom, and just by all accounts, just a decent human being. And to have that savagery visited upon him by these officers of the law is just absolutely horrendous. And I just can't even imagine what his family's going through. And I saw a few interviews with his mom and stuff, and after a while, it just gets tiring, just watching these families have to suffer and put up with this, because again, Congress has no balls, and they need to get rid of qualified immunity. They really do need to get rid of that, okay? Because I think the only way you're going to actually get these police officers to think twice about brutalizing somebody is when they could possibly lose their house, lose their income, lose their families. I think that's the only way you're going to get them to stop and think before they decide to brutalize somebody. And that's horrific. I don't give a crap if that guy was speeding through a residential neighborhood or whatever, but he obviously wasn't. And they just did it as a pretext to probably to stop him, thinking that maybe he had drugs on him or a gun, and they could, make another arrest. And to brutalize another human being that way, again, it was 5 officers, 5. I saw the pictures of the cops. These are not 5 small men. These are 5. You talking about 5 men couldn't control one person? Get out of it. They just brutalized them because they wanted to. Okay, they just I think they were so drunk with their power, they just wanted to brutalize somebody, and it was just horrific. And he just, unfortunately for him, he just happened to be in their sights. And I feel so bad for him. And like I said, he has a young son, and the son has to grow up without his father, and he's gonna know eventually. He's gonna see that video. You know, eventually his son is gonna see that video, and it's gonna break his heart to see how his father suffered because these. I can't even call them human beings. To do that to another human being is just horrific. I don't know how you could live with yourself to do that to another human being. Just seeing them wail on him, pepper spraying him, and just brutalizing, punching him, kicking him. I don't know how another human being could do that to another human being and not have any remorse. You just got to be a sick son of a. I just don't know how they could do that. It's absolutely horrific the fact that they could do that to him. But again, my heart goes out to him and his family, and it's just beyond the pale that they could do that to somebody. And again, and I'm not going to hold my breath waiting on Congress to do anything because, like I said, unless something directly affects those people that are blocking that vote, they're not going to do anything about it. Like, they're just going to go along to get along and stuff. And that's why you definitely need term limits to get these useless Congress people out of Congress who won't do what the people want. They need to vote them out, okay? And that's why I can't stand politicians. They're a bunch of weasels, and they're only out for their own self-interest, okay? And they're not going to do that. Everybody's outraged right now, but I'm talking about police reform, but they're not going to get rid of qualified immunity, even though they should, because again, they won't do it because it's not in their best interest. These police unions are going to fight it left and right, so it doesn't matter how many people get brutalized, they're still going to let them have it. And I just hate feeling defeated about it, but unfortunately, I think that's just the way it is. And again, my heart breaks for him and his family. Tyre Nichols, who seemed like a genuinely nice human being, and to be brutalized that way, basically beaten to death is what he was. Okay, beaten to death by people that were sworn to protect people and keep the community safe is just horrific. Okay, exactly. And I hope they get the full weight of the law. And all those other people that was milling about after he got brutalized and not giving him aid, they should be fired as well. Just the fact that all those other people milling about and not giving him aid, it's just horrific. And I'm just completely done with that. Anyway, let me know what you think of this whole Tyre Nichols situation. Feel free to leave comments down below. I have links to my social media in the description box, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I also have a link to my main channel, Trepacer, in the description box as well. I also have a link down below to my Patreon. It's only $5 a month. Check that out as well. Also, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. Also, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you know when I upload new content to this channel. And this is Paul saying so long, and take care.